Science. In this video, let's learn how to find the lowest common multiple of 3 or more numbers. And the lowest common multiple is the smallest or lowest number that these 3 numbers will divide into evenly. Okay? And I always think of multiple, you multiply. So it's going to be either one of these numbers or a number greater than that. And I like to use a factor tree, and I'll show you how to. Now, on this first one, I went ahead and did the factor trees. And then, so I can show you what we do once you have the factor trees. On the others, I'll show how I created the factor trees. So now we have 16. And here's the factor tree. 2 times 8 is 16, then 2 times 4, then 2 times 2. And all the prime numbers are are circled. Now, when I write these out, you do not have to do this step, but it does cut down on errors. I've written the 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. 2 times 2 times 2, yes, that's a 2, not a z, times 3 is 24. And then there's 5 2's multiplied together to equal 32. Now, to find the lowest common multiple, all you do is multiply all these prime numbers together. However, you need to follow one simple rule. If the prime number is in more than one of these numbers, then you just use it once. And I'll show you what I mean. First, we have a 2. But it's found in all 3 numbers. So I will just write 1, 2. I have the same instance again. 3 2, so I'm just going to circle those, cross those out, and I have another 2. Same thing here. I have a 2 in all 3. Okay. And now when I get to this one, I only have a 2 in 2 of the numbers. So again, I will cross them out, but again, only use it 1 time. And I have a 3. And it's not in any of the numbers other than 24, and 32 has one more 2 remaining. So I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 2. And if you multiply all that out, 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is what? 16. 16 times 3 is 48, and then 48 times 2 is 96. So the LCM of 16, 24, and 32 is 96. So now let's work another one of these problems, okay? And this time, why don't we try 4 numbers, okay? And I'll get 4 numbers here. And this time, I'm going to go ahead and work the prime numbers out because they aren't quite as long. We have 2 times 6, and then 2 times 3. I'm circling the primes. 2 times 15, and then 3 times 5. 2 times 9, and 3 times 3. And then 2 times 13, and they're both prime. Now I'm going to write them out. So here's 12. We have 2 times 2 times 3, and then 30 is 2 times 3 times 5. 18 is 2 times 3 times 3, and 26 is 2 times 13. Again, I multiply all the prime numbers together and follow the rule. If they're in more than one, then you only use it once. So I'm going to cross all these 2's out. And then I move over here, and it looks like I only have 1, 2. And now we have a 3 in 12, 30, and 18. So I'm going to cross those out, and then it looks like I have another 3 remaining. Cross that, and then I have a 5. And a 13. Okay, so let's double check that. And so now we have 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5 times 13. If you put that in the calculator, you will get 2,340. So that is the LCM of 12, 30, 18, and 26. And let's work one final example. And this one has